Welcome everyone. My name is Harshish Srivastav and he is my friend whose name is Anmol Srivastav. So today we are going to discuss on the topic that importance of the faith and hope inside your life. It is rightly said that all the human wisdom is summed up into two words. First is wait and second is hope. So I want to say that for a person, wait is a very important aspect. If you don't know to wait, you will be losing your patience. And when you are losing your patience, you would not be able to achieve the great things in your life. So it is very important to have a patience on your life, and that patience come when you are in a practice of it. It is rightly said that patience is a bitter, but its fruit is very, sweet. Because the result of the patience is always a sweet. Patience, the quantity of the patience inside yourself determines your level of maturity. It's very important point that I want to discuss. That as long as you grow on mature, not only your body but also your mind, you should keep on developing your patience inside yourself, and that you can make that thing a tool to conquer and achieve the great things in your life. That I think.
Sure. Actually, all the wisdoms of a human beings are depends only on the few factors, that is wait and hope. When we actually the hope is something which we think which is related to the future aspect, which we think of the future that can be happen or that will be happen and that certainly will be going to be happen in the future. No one knows what the future is, but we can only wait and hope. We can only hope and we can only wait and we can only do efforts to make our future bright, to make our future as per we expect.
Yes.
So that can be related to our the efforts and duties that can be happen, that can be done in present situation. And wait is generally related to a time, in which how much time you have to keep your patience, how much time you have to wait to achieve that hope, to achieve that target, to fulfill your dream.
Yes.
That is somewhat related to a time. So time and hope and wait are the two important factors. Two important and the only factor that can gives you a success. Actually, the main thing is that uh, no matter how much you put your efforts to achieve something, but if that objective cannot be achieved within a short period of time, then there is no advantage to put your efforts. Means I want to only say that there is something in the life which cannot only be achieved by only hard work. It also requires a time. It also requires a resources and patience that can be developed. For example, if you decided to crack the civil services examination,
Yes.
but the main advantage that you are very focused on that, you are very concentrated on that. That can be a plus point. But your negative point is that you are very impatient person. You don't have much patience. You don't have much time. You think that no, I want to achieve. I want to become IAS officer within a 6 months, within a single attempt. I
Yes.
so I can you consider? Can you ask yourself? Are you a genius? Are you a robot that you can achieve this within a single attempt? You can say that within a short period of time. No,
Yes.
it requires a time. You have to devote some years. You have to devote patience. You have to devote your energy and resources to achieve that.
Yes. Right.
Because there is something in the life which cannot be achieved uh, by only putting your hard work. That I want to say.
Yes, a very good point that you have raised, that the involvement of doing anything requires a time. You have to give a proper time for getting a thing, for achieving the things. The things cannot be happen within a single second, within a fraction of a second. Everything takes time. Suppose you want to become a good cricketer, so you cannot become a good cricketer. You cannot be selected at the Team India or any team within the practice of single day. It requires continuous efforts. It requires the efforts of the years to achieve your target. So it is important to keep the patience and hope inside yourself, because when you lose your patience and when you lose your hope, you are in the path. You are in the path of the disappointment. You are in the path of the problems that cannot be solved. That is a web which cannot be solved, which cannot be unpuzzled by any person. But if you want to remain in the path of the success, you have to have a flame of patience inside yourself. Taking the flame of patience and running in the path of the success, you would be able to convert the impossible to the possible. Believe me, that patience has a power that can convert the impossible things into the possible. There are a lot of examples. I want to give an example, very common example of the Thomas Alva Edison, who had invented the electronic bulb. He had tried several times, thousands of times, to invent that bulb. If he lost his hope to, invent that type of electric bulb within a single attempt, do we expect that we can be able to read books at night in the shadow of the bulb, with the use of the bulb? No, definitely not. He had tried thousands of the times, and then after he got such a beautiful result of his experiment. In the same sense, I want to say that even if you fail in a single attempt, don't lose your hope. Try it again and again until you achieve your goal. That is an important secret of the success that I want.
Actually, the circumstances that are responsible for a person to lose his hope, to lose his patience, and that can be resulted for a person that he may be distracted and diverted from his path. Because circumstances are somewhat a real test. It's a real examination of a person's hope and patience. So that is the main thing. Sometimes the circumstances are not so good. Circumstances compels a person to lose his patience. That's the main reason. That is the main reason. For example, if you have no electricity on your home, there is some fault on your locality, and there is no electricity on your home since last 2 days. So what happened? You wait 3 hours, 4 hours. Moreover, you wait for even a day. When you think that no, I cannot live without electricity. I need electricity. I need a AC. I need a cooler. I need a cold water. I need electricity. I cannot live. So it shows that you are losing your patience. And if you have no patience, then go and repair the transformer. Then go and have the lineman to repair the electricity. Then what you cannot do? You are a simple person. You have nothing on your hand. You are a layman, so you cannot do anything. So only thing is to have patience and to wait for electricity to come. No matter what the circumstances is. In the same way, there are many problems that comes in a person's life. It may be a big, it may be a small, but main thing that the patience, whatever the circumstances, we should not lose our patience. Otherwise we will be getting diverted, we will be getting distracted from our path and goals. Because patience is a real test taker of a person.
Yes.
And that I already told you that, for example, if you plan to climb a mountain, if you have planned to climb a mountain, then it is not possible to achieve this target within a single day, within a few hours. You have to keep patient. You have to practice some more. And between that, in between that, for example, while climbing over the mountain, you are means you are getting struck by some stone, and you got fell on the earth, and you got some injury on your leg. So you think that, oh, it's a very tough, I cannot climb a mountain, I got badly injured. So at that time, circumstances forces you to lose your hope. It is the circumstances only who 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 makes you to think that no, I cannot do that. But you cannot even think, you cannot look the circumstances. You should have patience,
Yes.
and you should try something more time. That is the main thing.
Actually, you are saying the what are the things you are saying. You are right on your own aspect. But I want to say that by having the hope and by having the weight, you do not understand. I'm again appealing to all my listeners that we should not understand by having the hope and lose that we should be empty-handed. We should not do any type of work. We should stay on your bed or on your house. No, it is not like that. You have to put all your efforts inside your work. Every time within a single moment, within each moment of the life, you have to struggle, you have to strive, you have to conquer. How? You have to do something to achieve the great things. And but that thing cannot be happen if you lose your hope, if you lose your patience. Because your patience and your hope are the grip. They enables you to grip over the circumstances. Because circumstances are unable, are not in your control, as you have told the example of the electricity. Circumstances are nowhere in the control of you. On that point of time, it is very important to understand that one should not lose your heart. You should keep your, hope within inside yourself and a faith within inside yourself. You have to have and develop a faith inside yourself that you will be able to, overcome from the current situation, overcome from the situation. That is important thing. Another thing that I want to say, I was reading an article and there I got a few lines that I want to speak. That is what is the past? It was an history. And what is the future? It is a mystery. But what is the present? It is a gift of the God. And that is why it is called the present. Present simply means the gift. So it is humorous, but I want to share that your present is your gift of the God. So try to live inside your present. Try to achieve the great things that cannot be achieved. That cannot be achieved by you in the past times. But you can be able to achieve that things in the future if you keep your hope and patience in your present. So it is very important point. Another thing that I want to discuss, that your hope and that your giving the time to something. Hope is very important factor, because it is rightly said that if you have a hope, you have an ability to see the light in the form of the stars and moon in spite of the dark night. When there is dark night, there is still a light in the form of the stars, in the form of the moon. But there requires an eye, there requires an vision that can be able to see that type of light. So it is your vision, it is your perception, it is your point of view. How you manage the things, how you think, see the things. What is your point of perception on a topic? So that can be able to develop that makes a difference between a person who is keeping the hope inside himself and who lose the hope inside himself. So try to get the hope inside yourself, because without hope and without patience, you cannot be able to achieve that.
No, sure, you are right in your sense, and having patience and not losing hope is somewhat a good thing that every person try to do that. I want to share a very good example with you of Mahabharata. Actually, Pandavas was sentenced to when Pandavas was sentenced to live on a forest for 12 years.
Yes.
So at that time they got very frustrated and depressed, and they also want that no, I want to take revenge from the Kauravas, from Duryodhan. But what they did, they did not go to have fight. They wait for 12 years, and they have lived in the forest, and they have to wait for 12 years in the forest, and after when they when they were released from their punishment, when they were released from the punishment of 12 years to live in a forest, they came out, and then they have a fight in a Kurukshetra, and then they got victory in their battle.
Yes.
So it means that waiting is somewhat important thing. You don't consider waiting as a negative point of view, but consider that waiting, if you wait, then it develops a sense of patience inside yourself. You will be able to have great concentration. You will be able to have more focused vision from the past. So don't consider waiting as a very bulky
Yes,
bulky
yes.
word. It's a very pleasurable word. It makes you, it inculcates the sense of livelihood, and it makes you strong to fight with any circumstances in your life.
Yes, very right thing that you have discussed, that even at the toughest point of the time, we should not lose the hope, because there is a point which is there to evaluate your inner skills, which is there to examine yourself, and in that exam, if you got passed, there is a thing you achieved of great. There is a time that you have, got to you have got to the mountain of glory and the zenith of progress. You have achieved a lot, and that is a point of enjoyment, and that is the enjoyment of the life. Enjoy every point of your life, because you are unable to predict that at what point of the time you would be there to end your life. You would be there to terminate from this beautiful world. So, I want to say that again. I am saying that don't lose hope. Never lose hope of getting anything. And opportunity is everywhere. And when you think about the opportunity knocks at everyone's door. But it is you who can able to see that opportunity. It is your point of view and it is your perception that sees the opportunity. So if you lose your patience, you would be losing the better opportunities. You would be losing your better future in the life. So lastly, I want to say to all my listeners that always keep a hope of getting something great. Always keep a patience inside yourself, because your patience, will be able to achieve you great. So anything you want to conclude?
No.
So thank you to all my listeners, and be aware from this situation of the coronavirus. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you. Bye bye.